Right now is Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. He is a member of the Armed Services, Veterans Affairs, and Agricultural Committees. Senator, it's great to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. I want to look at what we've been doing under Joe Biden and the Democrats in terms of defense spending, because I do not think that we have lifted defense spending the way these numbers suggest. Where are we in terms of defense spending right now in Bernie Sanders' budget?
Well, Bernie, you're exactly right. Joe Biden's budget was $25 to $30 to $40 billion less than what we all wanted. And that's not just Republicans, Maria, that's Democrats also on the Armed Services Committee. We bumped it up $25 billion, and we're still behind the spending of what China has. But it shows you the importance to Chuck Schumer where our military is at. We finished this thing in July. It should have been done a couple of months ago. Even the Democrats on his side couldn't get him to bring it to the floor. But we have a problem. We have huge problems. China, Russia, Iran. And today I just saw on your show where China and Russia had a summit, Putin, Xi Jinping. They weren't trading Christmas presents. They're talking about, hey, what's the best avenue for us to overcome the capitalist country of the United States of America? And so we have got to put our best foot forward here. We have got to get into hypersonics. We have got to get into high lasers, because that's the thing that's going to function in our country to defend our country, to defend our military. And we've got to be better at it, because China is way ahead of us in a lot of different things. And we got to show them that we're in the fight, and we're going to fight right along with them.
But, Senator, we're not, okay? So we know that China's defense spending in the last decade is more than what several countries have spent combined, and yet we've got we've got more money being raised for things like the green economy and other domestic proposals. The only two areas that did not get any increase in spending was defense and homeland security. Can you explain that to me? That, if you raise defense spending by 1.7%, that's actually a decline given the level of inflation. Defense and homeland, these are the two areas in Joe Biden's budget, Bernie Sanders' budget, that are not seeing an increase in spending?
Well, this is as good as we could get from the Republican side out of the Democrats in this bill. We pushed and pushed and pushed, and they understand that. But when you're spending billions of dollars on climate change, you're spending billions of dollars on EV cars and plug-ins and billions of dollars on more IRS agents, Maria, we don't have the money. We have overspent. We continue to overspend. They just jumped the debt limit up $2.5 trillion. I promise you, it's not going to go to the military. They do not like the military. They do not like funding our police at home. They do not like our borders. If they would get in on the military, it would really help everything, not just within our country, but with outside our country, because what we did in Afghanistan, our allies, and I've been to Ukraine in the last few months, I've been to Taiwan, they're all asking, what in the world is going on in the United States of America in terms of foreign policy?
Well, I mean, I know that the CCP wants to overtake the United States as the #1 superpower. Does the Biden administration expect it to do that then? Is that what we're just doing, waiting for China to overtake the United States, since we're not increasing our defense at all?
Well, we're getting a little bit of strong talk out of the White House, but that's all it is. It's talk. Again, the people in Taiwan are scared to death, and they should be. The people in the first island chain, which is Japan and the Philippines, they're scared to death. The Ukrainians, I had lunch with the president of Ukraine just a couple months ago, talked to their generals, and Russia is all over their borders. They've taken over the Black Sea, and it's got to be more than talk. Yeah. If we're going to do sanctions, we better do sanctions, and we better not wait. We better start doing them now. We're going to wait too late, and we do not want into another conflict. We can't afford it. We don't want it. The American people don't want it. But we have to show strength now and not wait later.
Well, I'm not sure if it's the economic crisis that is worse, or the foreign policy crisis that we're talking about. But, Senator, I know you're on it. Thanks very much for being here for an abbreviated interview this morning.